Today is mostly going to be about making sure we get all the fluids in, antifreeze, brakes, gearbox, all that sort of stuff. And also we need to do all the little jobs like the seat belt, mounting the battery, put the fuel tank straps in, because cable ties is probably not the best move for a track day. And basically do everything we can to give ourselves the full day tomorrow to sort out the bodywork. There's the man. Let's get some clutch action. Now we know the car stops, let's put some antifreeze in and make sure it stays cool. Thanks to one of my friends and rivals in the 750 Formula, we've got all the fluids done. So brakes are working, clutch is working, gearbox oil and diff oil have been checked, and the antifreeze and deionized water are in the engine. So we've only got a couple more jobs to do. We need to get the throttle working, we need to get the seat belts in, and then we can focus on small things like bodywork, strapping in the fuel tank, and all the other bits and bobs we need to get ready for Monday. So I've made a bush that a 5/16 bolt can go in quite easily for both the sides and the shoulder belts. Pop in like that. Well, let's pop in from the other side. There we go. Boom. We have the bolt into the rose joint with a washer, then a 1/2 inch sleeve, then the belt over the top of the sleeve, and then washer on top. So that's my crutch strap. Well, there's the crutch strap location there with my modification. It is very close to the hole there for the lap belt. Hopefully it clears it. Maybe I'll have to get some smaller washers, but in time this will be a shorter nut. So I sorted the seat belts last night. There it is. Today we must sort out the throttle linkage. It does mean we've got to do a bit of fabrication, and then we'll start on the bodywork. We might start on the bodywork first. I'm not sure yet, but about tomorrow's track day, I've had a check online and we don't have any working brake lights, so we might not be able to do it. There is also an evening session, so I'm going to ring them tomorrow in the daytime and see if we can attend the evening session. If not, there is still the Silverstone track day still available on the Friday for general testing, and we've also got curb that might be an option as well. So we've still got some other options to test this car before we race. For the body mounting, you can see the rear clamshell mounts to this. That goes down there. That goes down there onto the floor, and then it also mounts at the back there where the wing mounts. I might leave the wing off for Silverstone because it looks a bit draggy to me. We've got something similar on the front. You can see the hole in the floor, so I need to pop those on. And then the front end also clips into these bits here and slides into that angle there to hold it in place. And then the sides, because of that modification, it's going to be a bit of a question mark, but we're going to have to work that out as we go, I think. And then the engine cover as well, we will have to make some modifications to make that fit. Right, I'm going to use this contraption to see if I can make a countersunk plate to go underneath the car, just to give that aluminium a bit more structure while we attach the bodywork to it. I'm probably just going to make one for now, and then make the others if I have enough time at the end of the day. Okay, well that's actually come out quite well. Well, that don't fit anymore, so it's time for a grind. Bolt through and then clamp bolt from the other side. Well, you can see the exhaust there, And the body bolts into those holes down there, bolts into that there, and we've got the same on this side. But where that exhaust is, well, you can sort of see the telltale marks down there, can't you? But basically that body's going to be touching the exhaust header, so I need to chop out enough so that the exhaust header isn't touching this plastic, because I'm pretty sure it would burn when it gets hot. So mask on, let's chop. Beautiful. One side's on now. So it's basically a bolt at the top, a bolt at the bottom through the floor, and then this at the top and the bottom. I need to do the other side next, but before that I need to sort out the throttle, and I need to tidy up the brake lines and the loom and everything, and then that can go on, because it'll be fast to take it on and off again. I do need to come up with a better system so that I've just got pins and clips and it can just come apart quite easily, but that is not today's job. And let's make a panel for the driver's seat here. That'll do. Let's cut it out in aluminium, and then I'm just going to glue it in. Okay, so I fully ground away that arm, because what remnants it had did feel like it was catching on this throttle mechanism, which is not a good thing in a race situation. I've also adjusted the throttle mechanism now, so I've got a bit of a longer throw. So it's basically like, it's that way round, isn't it? So it's basically like that now. And so we'll pop that in. Hopefully that means we've got a working throttle. Okay, I've drilled a hole in the top. I've drilled a hole in the throttle, sort of, I don't know what to call this, but the other end of the throttle cable. And I've got a bolt and a washer, and hopefully that means we've got a working throttle. I've used a cable tie to stop this pedal flopping all the way back. There is sadly nothing to prevent that. There's also no throttle stop, but thankfully you can just see in there the mount. I've taken the washer out, and that actually acts as the backstop for the throttle. So it works of a fashion. So that means we can go for a little test drive, literally just a run and stop. Well, the other side's on, so it's starting to look more like a car now. Well, the engine's working again, and I wanted to just give it a quick test drive in the drive, just to make sure it runs, drives, goes into gear. But the throttle was racing, so I've added an extra return spring there, because that was the problem, and it looks like that solved it, so it looks like we're good. Well, you can see the front end goes on. No clashes with my work underneath, which is a good thing to see. And with that, I'm going to call it a night.